right.
Okay.
So let's begin. How do you think the class went?
Well, I implemented a lot of the girls from last week. So I added a brain break in between the classes to help, so the kids won't get bored of one long activity. And then I think for some of the activities, like I still have to work on the technical issue when you private messaged me and said that, like the kids can't see you, and I didn't check during the activity, so I still have to work on that.
So for that specific one,
Mm-hmm.
every time you share a screen using your Chromebook, we can't see you.
Right.
So what you want to do, because you had 2 devices logged on anyway, when you share with the Chromebook, you make sure you spotlight your other device.
Right.
So the other device has the camera on, so then we can still see you.
Right.
It's sharing screen with a Chromebook, but the speaker over there comes from the camera of your second device.
Right.
You get it?
Yeah.
So that's the workaround
Yeah.
for that one.
So you kind of have like to switch between devices, like to get the flow of,
Just to be able to see you,
Yeah.
right? Because every time you share a screen with the Chromebook, I can't see you.
Mm-hmm.
So I do the same. I have the laptop on, and then I have my iPad on. And then every time I share a screen with the iPad, even if I'm sharing screen here, the speaker that they see comes from my laptop.
Right.
Because that's what's on Spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you need to utilize more.
Yeah.
How to use Spotlight. So that was the main comment that I had here, but I'll let you continue on first. All right.
Yeah. And then for that activity, so the technical issue, before that, we did the, the activity, the talking activity. And I think that went pretty well, when Yoki and Yaya kind of talked a little bit about the apples, even though they had their parents helping out. I guess
That's fine.
that's how
Yeah.
it happens. But I think that went pretty well. And then what else? I think I wrote down here. Let me open my notes. Okay, so I also prepared the popsicle sticks. I know you probably have some maybe already in your classroom, but I just made it just so I'm prepared for the lesson, and it's also for checking in who's coming and to get everyone to get everyone involved basically, because if I don't use the popsicle stick, I'll pick on the same person.
Yeah.
I also try to encourage them to talk at times, even though they were kind of shy, quiet. I use manipulative, so the popsicle sticks, and also use thumbs up, thumbs down. So for students maybe that they want to see visuals, thumbs up, thumbs down for formative assessment. And then the spin wheel, I use that to so the kids can visualize, and it just adds a little more fun to the activities.
So most of the things that I'm going to comment on is more on refining the class. All right. So let's start with the spin wheel. The spin wheel is a brilliant idea. Right? I have the same one. I use the same feature, but what you didn't do was full screen it. Right. So then it's like some miniature frame within the tab of the website.
Right.
Within a share screen where we can't see you.
Yeah.
So the idea is there, and it's a good idea to have.
Just make it full
But
screen.
yes, but you want to refine it. You want to produce it the best way that it can be. All right. And so a lot of these things are just minor tweaks, but you need to put in the effort to actually test these things out beforehand. Right? We already talked about not being able to see you for the share screen previously, and why did it repeat again this lesson? Right? So it's things like that that you should have already adjusted for from the previous lesson. So everything that we talked about previously, note it down, and then test it out again. So now from this one, when are you teaching again? Is it next week or in 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay, so from now until 2 weeks, you have all of these things, these days to iron these things out.
Yeah.
So by then, you shouldn't have any issues anymore because we're already on the third lesson. You should already know which areas you've already struggled with in terms of like delivering the lesson. The content in itself, there's no problem there. You're well prepared in terms of like topics, right? You have your lesson plan ready, but it's the delivery which is important.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing or the most difficult part when you're doing an online lesson. A lot of these things you can get away with live. Let's say think, pair, share. When you had Yoki and Nada talk to each other. Do you think that there was something wrong in that activity, or what do you think could have been better in that particular activity?
Maybe possibly it could be that like I didn't like spotlight them, so
yes,
they might talk.
Exactly. So on your end, you see all the kids. On their end, they just see you.
Yeah.
So they see you and then they hear the voice of Yoki, they hear the voice of Yaya, right? But if you spotlighted both of them, then they would have been able to see each other.
Yeah.
Then it would have mimicked more of a real life session where it's a natural think, pair, share. Right? So these things, I don't know, it's either maybe you're in a rush because, it's the lesson time, you're forgetting about these things. But again, like, you could have your laptop here and have like a sticky note here. Nobody's gonna see that.
Yeah.
Right? Note down the things that you need to actually remind yourself of. Remember to spotlight students. Remember to, when you screen share, they can't see you. How do you work around that? I thought that you already had it pegged down because you had the other device. Now, in my side, like I was able to see you because I clicked on gallery view.
Right.
And then I enlarged the screen. Right? So as a teacher's point of view, I'm able to do that. But the students aren't. The students are just waiting. Right? So you should have been, okay, I'll spotlight now myself, then that will make the students be able to see me. Stop the screen share, spotlight Yaya together with Nada, Yoki. So now they can talk to each other.
Yeah.
Popsicle sticks are a good idea. I do have the same one, but I use flashcards with the names because let me show you why. So initially I have these, right? And I'm able and I'm showing it to them. But do you think this one is better or these ones are better?
Those ones, yeah.
So now I'm able to show them in the screen and say, okay, who is it? Name recognition, reading, all of these things are being practiced, right?
Yeah.
And it's easier for them. So initially, when I first started the class, I had these, but then I realized quickly, okay, I gotta change it because it's too small. It's good for like in class where I'm just like quickly trying to pick out something. Okay, who's next? Yeah. Good, it's a good idea, but these just look way better.
Yeah, for
right? So I can shuffle it, show them that I'm shuffling the names, and then I go, okay, pick one, let's go here. Or same with the kids, I can go, okay, choose one, who's gonna recite next, if we were live.
Yeah.
Right? So those things, and then my last comment would be your Go Noodle. And the Go Noodle is a good idea, right? But the kids didn't really know exactly what to expect.
Right.
You said, all right, let's go Noodle. You played the video,
Yeah.
and then you're like, go left, jump, down. And the kids are following you, but they don't really understand the concept of the game. Now, had you started off and said, all right, this is what we're gonna do. Right, you're gonna watch the video, then you're gonna go straight, right? Now, objects are gonna pop in. If an object goes here, how do I avoid it? I gotta go left, right? If it comes here, I gotta go right. If it's on the floor, I gotta jump over it. So now I'm explaining all these vocabulary, movement, right? And then we practice. All right, all together. Something comes up here, where do we go?
Right.
Right, so now everyone's, okay, they know what to expect.
Yeah.
All right, is everyone ready? Let's play the game.
I think
Play.
I jumped too fast.
Yeah, so you went right on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, run, jump, left, right. Right, and these kids are just like,
Yeah.
and some of them weren't even like, they were still sat down. So you want to make sure that everyone, okay, let's all get ready, stand up, this is what we're going to do, walk through, we're going to play a game. Kids love games. As soon as they hear game, they're just like, yes, I'm in.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't matter what game it is. As soon as they hear game, okay. But if you play the video right away, and you're telling them to run, jump, move left, move right, they have no context,
Right.
you'll have kids who are just like, why do I want to do this?
True.
Right? Like Tiny's just like, well,
She has no idea.
why are you making me run?
Yeah.
She doesn't know,
Mhm.
right? But if you explain it first and we said we're gonna play a game, then it entices them. Okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna join.
Okay.
And then you play the video.
Yeah, just like the sequencing a little bit.
Yeah. Another thing, I don't know if you clicked it because when you screen shared, you have to manually click share sound. So I don't know if you click share sound when you screen share. So the audio wasn't coming from, when you screen share, the audio doesn't come directly from my speaker.
Mhm.
It comes out of your speaker to your mic into out of my speaker. You get it? So if I'm, okay. If I'm sound sharing,
Mhm.
whatever application I'm playing, it goes from my computer directly out of your speaker,
Right.
your computer speaker, right?
Okay.
If I'm not sound sharing, it comes out of my speaker and it gets picked up by my microphone.
Oh, so that's like.
And that's how you're hearing it.
So it's not really clear.
It's not as clear as it would be if it went straight from the software
Mhm.
to the student's speaker.
Mhm.
You get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the same. If you play it loud, it's still gonna get picked up by the mic, but the quality won't be the same.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was the case because for me, when I was listening to it, it didn't seem as if it was really clear enough
Yeah.
sounding wise, and that also affects like how students are gonna react. Right?
Right.
If it's a bit mumbly, they don't really understand what's going on, then they're gonna lose focus because they don't really hear the music clearly. They don't really. It's different compared to like if they can actually hear it clear
Mhm.
and straight from their from the software to the speaker.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, like all of these things that I'm mentioning,
Mhm.
all of them are just tweaks that you can change. It's an easy fix.
Yeah.
Right? The more you do these things, the easier it's going to be for you. Now it's a lot of these things are technical difficulties, technical issues for online learning.
Mhm.
Right? Obviously it's going to be different. Maybe when you were in class, maybe the lesson would run perfect. Maybe you'd come across different problems.
Right.
Right? So
We'll see that, I guess, with the blended learning.
yeah,
I guess.
maybe you can,
Yeah. But how are you feeling about like if I have to do a video like a class during the first week of the blended learning?
I mean, if the school agrees, it's not really my call, is it? It's for child protection policy per school.
Yeah.
So that's something you'll have to talk to either Miss Sue or Patricia about.
So Miss Sue has already sent the forms. There was a video permission form
Okay.
to the parents, but I'm not sure like if she forwarded it to you.
I
as
did
well.
not get any, so I haven't
No.
sent any.
Okay,
permission
let me
form.
ask Miss Sue, and then I'll let you know about
Okay.
that. But if it is okay, then are you okay with it?
Yeah, should be okay. You're the one teaching now.
Yeah. No, I mean understand like it's the first week, and
Yeah.
like.
Well,
we can do it on-
that's your risk because like it's the first week, so the kids may not be well established in the classroom yet.
Yeah.
So if they do mess up, it's your call. You're the one that's disciplining them
Yeah.
during the lesson, not me.
That's true.
I'm not the one doing the teach now course.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's your risk to take. Do you feel like if you feel like they're ready? But they should be. I mean, every class is different. I'm very particular with routines inside the classroom.
Mhm.
If
I know your routine, I'll try.
I have a specific expectations that I want the kids to follow,
Mhm.
and if they don't do what I expect them to do in terms of like when I ask questions or how they're supposed to be inside the classroom,
Mhm.
then I stop the lesson and I remind them of these,
Right.
like what the expectations are,
Mhm.
right? And the more I do that, instead of just letting it slide, doesn't matter how long it's going to take. So there have been years when after the second week, I have the class running the way I want it to be.
Mhm.
And there have been times where it's already been 2 months
Mhm.
and they're still not there.
Right.
But I'll stop the lesson and remind because it's important for them to get that baseline,
Mhm.
right? And then from there, that's where we can build on.
Yeah.
And if I skip over that, then the whole year it's just going to be difficult for them and myself, because we're always going to have to stop and remind each other of like what we're supposed to do. But continuously doing it in the beginning allows for a better foundation for them later on.
Right. No, that's true. Like I've heard a lot too about how important it is to do like the class expectations and like, you know, really follow through with everything, or else it's just gonna be like so much harder for you as a teacher, right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, routines help a lot. Routines in the class help. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
And nothing about the content. Like I know I tried to make it link. You know how like, you know, the likes and dislikes, and link to like how we're all different and like different things with the book. And how is also with the book, is it okay? Was the reading for the book alright, or what could be improved?
There are two things in terms of like reading, right? You could have a scanned copy, shared screen, and yourself reading the book from there. But it also helps if you're actually have the book. It depends on like the situation, what kind of book you're reading. Just being able to grab their attention is kind of like the key, and that comes from the way you read the story. I felt like the way you read the story was good, as long as your tone of voice modulates. Ask questions about the book at the end to make sure that they paid attention. Sometimes I do it midway. But yeah, I usually just try to find an interesting book for them, because like some stories can be too long, some can be too short. You know, some people just get a book, but you can't just get any book.
Okay. Last question. Last thing I want to talk about is, for the rubric, is it alright if like you tell me like the scoring so that I can improve like on which part and stuff next time?
For yours?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, based on the standards?
Yeah.
How often do I need to do that?
Well, it just, you know, for each like time that we.
Every lesson I need to fill out the standards?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do that. I don't know. I thought it was like quarterly or something.
No.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, so let me know, and then thank you for the feedback. I will implement that, and I think the main thing is testing it out before the class.
Yeah, you should. It doesn't even have to be on my Zoom. You can do it at home.
Yeah, the only problem I have is like, I know I don't have the teacher's Zoom. I don't know if that's.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The only difference is you only get 40 minutes.
Right. So I'll just like invite someone quickly to come in and then.
When you and Maya are doing the Moreland course together, the Zoom with her.
Also, I was wondering, when you do open the laptop and share screen, and then you have the iPad, do you turn it on at the same time so the kids see you at different angles, or do you close?
One is closed. Yeah, and then I spotlight myself.
Right.
So the iPad doesn't have the camera on. My Mac has the camera on. So that's my main one.
Okay.
Right? So now they don't see a video coming out of there. I spotlight myself, they can only see me.
Yeah.
Right now, if I want to share screen with the iPad, I make the iPad co-host. Share screen, because I'm still spotlighted with the Mac, they see the screen of the iPad, but they see the speaker as me from the Mac camera.
Okay. It's a little thing that I have to kind of like get used to, but.
No, so now you're sharing screen with a Chromebook, right? What's the second device? iPad. So your iPad camera is on. Your Chromebook camera can be on or off. It's up to you, right? Now, when you share screen with a Chromebook, just click Spotlight on the tab where your iPad camera is.
Okay.
So then the kids see you as the speaker, but they see the screen of the Chromebook.
Ah, okay. So Chromebook is just used for like anything that needs to be shared.
That's up to you. That can also be your main device. Like if you want to talk on the Chromebook, that's also fine.
I think the video is clearer on the iPad. So
then use the iPad camera.
Yeah. So I think I was looking at the kids with the camera off on the iPad, but then I keep forgetting to look back at the Chromebook because that was the video that was on.
But nobody sees you.
Right.
So it didn't matter. Right? It didn't matter where you're looking because nobody could see you when the screen share was on.
Oh yeah, I should have opened the camera on the iPad then.
It was on. You just didn't spotlight yourself.
Rip. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I will test it out again for the next video,
As you should.
as I should.
Mhm.
And then yeah, just tweak the little things like, for the game, explain it better, and
Because remember, all of these games, like they've never played these games before.
right. Okay. Thank you, Joe,
Thank
very
you.
much for your time and your wisdom.
Thank you.